Wow. What a game by the Rockets, man. They go into Golden State, and they pretty much dominate, especially late in the game, to where we're going back to Houston for a Game 7, and I'll just own up to it now. I did not expect the Rockets to win tonight. I think the consensus was the Warriors are going to win tonight. They definitely believed they would based on their effort in Game 5 in Houston. And I would just like to go right to Steven Adams, where, I mean, the box score itself is certainly not bad, but when you talk about impact outside of just the box score numbers, first off, the constant pressure that he puts on the glass to where even if he doesn't get the rebound, still Adams, like, he keeps plays alive by tipping it, maybe if he doesn't technically get the rebound. I also think there's this pressure of, like, you can't just commit as hard to being a help defender because you have to worry about him on the glass. Like, I felt like there was a play where Amen drove at Quinton Post when Jimmy was, like, already boxing out Steven Adams as Amen was still driving, and Amen made the shot anyway. And then, man, defensively, I mean, in the first half, Adams had, I think, 2 different doubles on Steph that resulted in turnovers. He had multiple plays where Moody thought he could challenge him at the rim, and it was like, no, you can't, man. He had multiple plays of playing off of GP2, or maybe he was playing off of Draymond and Şengün was playing off of GP2, however they did it, and there was just so much size with those two, which, I mean, we knew that going into the series, and, you know, for as great of a game as Jimmy had, there were still plays where you could tell the Warriors are just, you know, it's someone dribbling into the paint and then passing it out or whatever, because it's just very tough to finish in there. I mean, when he kind of baited the pass from Draymond after Draymond screened for, I assume it's Steph. I'll admit, I was looking at my phone for half a second as I was doing it before I looked back up. And he just steals the pass, man. I do think GP2 was just not the move tonight from Steve Kerr. It was too easy for the Rockets to play off of him. And with the Şengün-Adams lineup, giving either one of those guys somebody they don't really have to worry about, it is so tough to get something inside. And when he airballed that corner 3 GP2, I mean, that was, like, demoralizing to see. I mean, he was 1 for 4 on threes tonight, and I guarantee you on the one he made, the Rockets said, cool, we're just going to keep doing it. You had some plays where they would run Steph off the line, or Adams was even higher up on one Steph play later on where he had a really great contest on him. They got Adams on a couple of things when he was spaced out, but for the most part, his defensive impact was just, it was huge. And, you know, he had the finishes around the rim. He did have, obviously, his offensive rebounds as you'd expect. And then we got to talk about Fred. So he's been making the pull-ups now for a number of games, okay? And the passes that he was able to pull off in this game off of the threat of his jumper, whether it's Draymond stepping up a little bit higher than he'd really like to on a screen, and then I think it's Şengün getting downhill, whether it's, 2 to Fred, and then he finds Şengün at the free throw line, and then he hits Steven Adams with a pass underneath the rim. There was another time where Fred was doubled, and then Fred, like, he could have picked the ball up early and made a pass, but he kept the play going long enough, and he kind of went baseline a little bit to where it resulted in a skip pass, and I think Jabari got a 3 off of this. I mean, Fred had such a composed game, and now we go to this Game 7, where, I mean, are the Warriors the favorites? Statistically speaking, the home team wins the Game 7 the majority of the time. Now, this team's got Steph Curry, but this has been one trend of many throughout this series. The Şengün Steven Adams lineup has been so good, and I think in this game, Udoka just fully embraced, like, if we're going to go down, it's going to happen with this lineup in the game. And now as you think about this Game 7, we know we're going to see that lineup. We know Steph is going to be face guarded, and there's going to be switching and all that. We know that GP2 and Draymond are going to be dared to make shots from outside. We know that Jalen Green is once again going to have an opportunity to make some difficult shots. And, I mean, this is mostly a positive Rockets video, but early on in the game, he took a step back 3 when Draymond switched on him when Şengün had a mismatch in the post, and I was like, oh, please, let it not be one of those games. I don't even really know what that means, to be honest. I'm just talking. Jalen did some other stuff tonight. He had a great block on one play, but, I mean, hey, Game 7 Jalen Green experience, it's going to be something. But to go back to Fred, somebody's got to stop him. I don't know. Whether it's Moody, GP2, I wouldn't expect Jimmy to have the full-time assignment for that, but I don't know. The other thing, too, with this Game 7 at home for the Rockets, I feel like I wouldn't be shocked if Game 1, or if Game 7 kind of resembled Game 1, where the Rockets just get so relentless on the boards if they have to. And, I mean, the Warriors, they held through to win that Game 1, but I don't know, this year, that Game 1 feels like a million years ago now with the way this Game 6 went. But okay, it's not over for the Warriors just yet, but, I mean, the case to make for the Rockets winning the series was that they got enough shot making and that they were just too much. They were too big, too strong, too athletic, and that's definitely what it was tonight. And okay, let's see. They basically said, we got this in Game 6, so we're not going to show up for Game 5. Well, here you go. Now you're going back for a Game 7.